our keynote for today's luncheon. And let me say on a personal note, when I first started writing romance, I met a lot of authors, but there are some of the authors that have just become ingrained in my everyday life. And even when you're writing, you reach out. And between Donna and Francis and Rochelle, they pretty much kind of kept me right on this game. Because there were many a day that I had to call a few people and go, look at him, this one man, no one else wants to do. And they had been through enough and had laid enough of the trail that when I started to hit the wrong one, I think it made it a little bit more easier when you had somebody that had gone before. And she's always open to me anytime I call and reach out. So I truly love and appreciate you. Ms. Donna Hill, even as a child, I was demonstrated her love for romance. It all began in grammar school, which she just finished a couple years ago. Where she used to write love letters for her girlfriend and boyfriend. And since then, Donna has been commended for incorporating social issues into romance and for portraying the African-American male characters as men who know and love. Donna has also co-written a screenplay, Fire, which is now on DVD. She organizes author-centered events and workshops through her editorial and promotion company, Donna Hill Promotions, and provides publicity and marketing services for authors. She is also a writing instructor at the Frederick Douglass Creative Arts Center in New York, has been writing instructor with the Elders Writing Program, sponsored by Medford Evans College for Poets and Writers, and has the goal of compiling the memoirs of the elders for publication. She has earned numerous awards and well-deserved accolades throughout her career. Just to name a few, she's won the Gold Pen Award for Best Romantic Anthology, the Career Achievement Award, and was the first recipient of the Trailblazer Award, the Roy Hill Person Literary Award. Donna currently lives in Brooklyn with her family and works full-time as a writer for the Brooklyn World President's Office. Let us all give a hand to Ms. Donna. And the introduction is probably even longer than my speech today. But I promise I'm going to make it short. But I'm really honored to be here. Slam Jam is a tradition. It's been going on for quite some time. And I'm like, please, this is the second time I've actually been here. So I'm really thrilled about that. And I want to thank the lovely ladies of the club for hosting this event, for asking me to be here. I truly appreciate all of you. Having put together a romance slam jam in New York, I know that this is not an easy job. It is extremely difficult and time-consuming, so props to the lovely ladies for putting this together, and thank you. And I definitely have to thank Barbara, because without her, I probably would still be upstairs in my room doing something ridiculous, because she's the one that has kind of kept me on track. What I'm supposed to be doing right up until yesterday, I think it was. I said, what am I supposed to be doing? And I have to go through the workshop and everything. So I really appreciate her. So when I was asked a few months back to give this keynote address, after I said, sure, no problem. I put it on the back burner because it was months ago. And I figured, I had plenty of time to get my act together. Then, out of the blue, it was the day before my flight. Yes. And I didn't have a thing to wear, and I didn't have nothing to say. But I kept telling myself, you're a fiction writer, Em. Make up Which, of course, is a lot easier said than done. Because fiction, as quiet as it's kept, is rooted in the truth. So I asked myself, on what truth would I base my fictional lives on trust? So I started flipping through notes and old blog posts. I was checking websites, and I even contemplated using one of my previous speeches. Because after all, you can't plagiarize yourself. And just when I was about at my wit's end, my muse arrived. And she whispered in my ear, James Bond. Yes, 007. So you all are probably wondering, just like me, what in the world does James Bond have to do with RSJ in a keynote speech? Was I supposed to, in a very cool British accent, ask the waitress for iced tea to be shaken and stirred? Or whip out a fancy e-reader and read us on how to save the world from being taken over by Amazon.com? But like most muses, she doesn't give you the answer. She only plants the seeds of an idea, and the rest is up to you. But in this case, it was up to me. So after wrestling with all the unlikely scenarios, one idea continued to hover in the background and take shape. The James Bond movie Skyfall. I know I can hear she goes here with the James Bond. But just follow me here for a minute. The movie Skyfall was, of course, about the movie. But more important, it was about the underlying theme of new versus old. The premise was that the world had changed, and there was no need for 007. They didn't need his special skills anymore. They had technology. There was no need for Bond and all that he represented. So when I look out at the audience now, there are many new faces for me. There's new authors and there's new readers. So much has changed since I began 23 years ago. Back then, correspondence from fans was real correspondence. It was a letter, often written by hand, and put in an envelope with a stamp, and dropped in those big fat metal boxes that sit on the corner. And we writers even wrote back. Back then, friends were people that you actually knew. Not a thumbnail picture of a flower on a screen, and a status that reads single today, but in a relationship tomorrow. Conversations actually required that you spoke to someone in more than 140 characters. The information hub wasn't called Google. It was the local library and the corner bookstore that was ready to satisfy the curious, those who were thrilled to stroll through the aisles and touch real books and turn real pages. But so much of that is gone now, replaced, out with the old. Now, don't get me wrong, because I love me some technology and gadgets. I'll be the first one to turn around and go back home if I lose my cell phone. But clearly, we are in the grip of the digital age, and it's a good thing in many respects. We can be halfway across the country without leaving our bed. We have access to information and people that would have been impossible years ago. If we want a book to read, we don't have to make a trip to the library or the bookstore. We can download it in an instant. If we want new friends, there's no need to go to a party or engage in friendly banter with colleagues at work. If you want a new friend, you just click a button. Have a new friend. All this new stuff makes us feel connected, part of something. And sometimes all the new stuff can make us forget the old stuff, or why the old stuff was even important. That's why RSJ is important. It's our connection in real time with real people. When we come together, it's a celebration of the history and the journey that brought us here. The early Slam Jam
began in Emma Rogers' bookstore, Black Images in Dallas, Texas. There was a handful of writers back then, and maybe two handfuls of readers, who all came together for one thing, the love of romance written by us. Black romance opened the doors for Black writers across all genres. The support that Black romance got from readers made publishers stand up and pay attention to what was going on. And when other subgenres came and went, Black romance remained. It remained because it's not a fad or a gadget. It is based in the enduring tradition of men and women finding their way to everlasting love. It's old school love, the original. And no matter if it's laced with vampires, murder and mayhem, filled with erotic moments, or sweet as sugar, love and romance continue to survive. It's the James Bond literature. And even though our leading men continue to change, he always gets the woman.